The film commences with a scene featuring Natalia and her mother, Alina, embarking on a harrowing journey through a tempestuous storm en route to the hospital. Natalia, heavily pregnant and in considerable pain, implores her mother to hasten their progress. Upon reaching the hospital, they are met with the disheartening news that no doctors are presently available. A compassionate nurse steps in to assist Natalia in her labor. Amidst intense anticipation, Natalia eventually gives birth, but the child, rather peculiarly, remains silent and defies gravity, hovering in the air as though weightless. Natalia and Alina are left bewildered by this phenomenon. Natalia instinctively reaches for the umbilical cord and gently draws the infant closer. Without divulging their identities to the nurse, they make a hasty exit, taking their extraordinary newborn with them. Natalia is elated, believing her child to be a special, angelic being. At home, it becomes apparent that Natalia is unaware of the child's paternity, as her past as a prostitute leaves her without knowledge of the father. Alina adamantly decides that the child must remain confined within the safety of their home, sheltered from the outside world's potential cruelty. In the ensuing days, Alina wakes up to discover the child resting on the ceiling. She delicately returns him to the ground and names him Oscar. The house becomes Oscar's unique environment, where he is introduced to Alina's four friends. To maintain the secret of Oscar's levitation, Natalia ingeniously secures him to a crib with a belt and conceals his unconventional abilities. As Oscar grows into a beautiful child, Alina remains resolute about preventing him from venturing beyond the home. Oscar's daily life revolves around observing people through windows and watching Batman on television. At home, Alina diligently educates him, teaching him to read and write. One day, Natalia sews a jacket with weighted pockets for Oscar, a garment that enables him to walk on the ground. Natalia rejoices, as this development means she can send her son to school. Despite Natalia's insistence, Alina adamantly opposes Oscar's departure from the house, concerned for his safety. In a moment of curiosity, Oscar opens a window, triggering panic upon Alina and Natalia's return. Although they initially suspect he may have run away, they discover Oscar suspended from the ceiling after his jacket had fallen off. Alina hastily seals the windows shut to prevent further incidents, but Natalia becomes determined to expose her son to the outside world. Their ensuing argument intensifies, leading to a pivotal decision by Natalia. That night, she ventures outside with Oscar, cautioning him to safeguard his abilities from potential malevolent forces. Oscar struggles to walk as he is unaccustomed to it. In the days that follow, Natalia takes Oscar outside every day, their bond strengthening as they walk hand in hand. She teaches him to walk better and acclimatize to the world outside. During a shopping trip, Oscar accidentally collides with a little girl named Agata, resulting in the spilling of her groceries. Annoyed, Agata requests his help in carrying the groceries to her home. Initially hesitant, Oscar ultimately agrees. They share a stroll filled with conversation. When Oscar's jacket weights become unbearable, he discards them, causing his flight. He is fortunately stopped by a roof. Agata, believing him to be a superhero, offers her backpack to counteract his levitation, pledging to keep his secret. Back at home, Natalia is overcome with worry, waiting for her son to return. When Oscar finally arrives, he excitedly informs his mother of his new friend, concealing the truth about his powers. Agata visits Oscar's house every day, but Natalia continuously finds excuses to send her away. However, Agata's persistence leads her to bring her grandmother to Oscar's home, which causes Natalia to capitulate. They allow Oscar to attend school, but are met with the realization that he is required to leave his backpack and overcoat outside, a practice that poses a threat to him. Sadly, they return home. A few years later, Oscar has grown into an adult, and Alina has passed away. Natalia and her son have relocated to a remote mountainous area, living an inconspicuous life. Oscar perpetually carries his backpack, embracing the safety it affords. One day, he discovers an advertisement on TV promoting a talent show and decides to participate, leaving without notifying his mother. At the talent show, Oscar astounds the audience with his ability to fly, leaving them mesmerized. To some, he appears akin to an angel. A talent scout named David takes an interest in Oscar and offers him a path to celebrity. David assures Oscar that he will be invited to numerous TV shows, and Oscar, with dreams of having a book written about him, embarks on this new journey. Unhesitatingly, Oscar enters into a contract with David, who bestows upon him the stage name, A Man Without Gravity. As part of the arrangement, David gifts Oscar a lavish residence. While David proposes that Oscar's mother resides in the house as well, he categorically prohibits it. The subsequent day, Oscar commences performing on television programs and gracing the pages of magazines, rapidly ascending to stardom. Initially, he revels in the vibrant city life and embraces the adoration of his growing legion of fans. However, he soon finds himself sinking into a state of emptiness and boredom. David, keen on further elevating Oscar's fame, resorts to concocting fabricated tales about him, even establishing a museum showcasing a myriad of random objects falsely attributed to Oscar for profit. As Oscar's discontent with these deceptions grows, he vehemently protests against the media's dissemination of false narratives. Craving an escape from the trappings of celebrity life, Oscar implores David to terminate the contract. In a serendipitous turn of events, David hints at a publisher's interest in writing a book about Oscar. This revelation kindles Oscar's long-cherished dream of having his life story chronicled, filling him with boundless joy. However, his excitement is short-lived. Oscar's meeting with the author and publisher reveals their intention to sensationalize his story, inventing tales of extreme childhood poverty. Disillusioned, Oscar rejects the proposal. In a heartfelt gesture, David arranges a reunion between Oscar and his mother, Natalia, recognizing Oscar's longing for her presence. She attends a party at Oscar's residence, bringing along motivational quotes that he used to collect. While Natalia radiates delight at seeing her son, Oscar's melancholy remains palpable. A fateful blunder occurs when Oscar participates in a live TV broadcast, invoking David's wrath. At this juncture, Oscar confesses his desire to shed the man without gravity persona, pleading with David to stage his death and allow him to retreat to a peaceful existence. The news of Oscar's purported death spreads like wildfire, garnering widespread attention. Journalists swarm Oscar's former residence, clamoring to interview his mother. In the days that ensue, Oscar adopts a new identity as Desky, undergoing a physical transformation and simulating a handicap, wheeling himself in a wheelchair when outside. He secures employment as a receptionist at a hotel known for its affiliation with prostitutes. On a Christmas Eve, when the hotel is uncharacteristically vacant, Desky checks on the only guest. He discovers a new prostitute in the room, who assures him that everything is fine. As he prepares to leave, the woman addresses Desky by his true name, Oscar, leaving him bewildered. The woman turns out to be Agata, who has embarked on a career as a prostitute. Their reunion fills them with joy, and they go on a date, reminiscing about their shared past. Later, they return to Oscar's room and engage in a passionate encounter, their love for each other reigniting. Nevertheless, Agata's profession continues to complicate her acceptance of Oscar's affection, leading to a heated argument. Oscar ultimately departs, leaving their relationship in turmoil. Oscar revisits his hometown, only to find it deserted and the museum that falsely represented his belongings closed. He seeks solace in his former home, where a knock on the door unexpectedly heralds Agata's arrival, dressed to resemble her younger self. Oscar's smile expresses his delight at seeing her. Several years later, Oscar and Agata are married and living in Oscar's childhood home. Agata is pregnant with their child, and Oscar has begun a career as a window cleaner. The movie concludes with Oscar dressed as Batman, cleaning the windows of a skyscraper, finally living out his cherished childhood dream. If you enjoy content like this, please subscribe for more videos, enable notifications, and leave a like to support the channel. Thank you for watching.